Hi, I'm Prachi. I live in Hyderabad and I'm the founder of Naidisha. Naidisha is a not-for-profit organization which provides lifelong support to families impacted by autism, Down syndrome, and other developmental disabilities. Before I delve further into my what Naidisha does, and my own journey, let me first congratulate Usha and her team for such a wonderful lineup of speakers. I think it is for the first time that we have verbal as well as non-verbal neurodivergent individuals who will be speaking, who will be sharing their stories. I think it is very important for all of us to learn from their lived experiences if we truly want to build an inclusive tomorrow. So thank you again, Usha and team, for the summit and such a wonderful line of speakers. We also have, to my knowledge, doctors, therapists who would be speaking at the summit. So who am I and why am I here? So I'm Prachi again. I am trained as an engineer. I have worked in the technology space for 13 plus years before I started Naidisha. But my true identity is that of a sibling because it is my journey as a sibling that has truly shaped me to who I am today. My elder brother, who's 49 years old, is a person with Down syndrome, and it is his journey and our journey with him that truly led to the genesis of Nairisha. Uh, so let me speak about my journey as a sibling a little bit. I always say this that when a child is born, parents have a lot of dreams and probably look at children as an extension of themselves. And hence, when a child is diagnosed with any kind of a disability, it comes as a shock to the parents, and there is a certain journey of acceptance that every parent faces. It is not the case for siblings because for siblings, they're young and they're simply looking for a playmate and a companion of sorts. So it was the same case with me. As a very young child, it did not matter to me that my brother looked different. I never questioned this, and I just had fun playing with him. And we were playmates. We had a good time together. But when I grew up and started going to school, that's when I noticed the inequalities that existed. I realized that my brother was not going to the same school that I did. He didn't accompany me to the playground while I played with him at home. And the fair treatment that we received within the four walls was not the same when we stepped out. Um, this inequalities also extended further in the neighborhood and in the healthcare services and so on. Having said that, I feel again this is a situation 49 years back, so you can imagine the kind of information my parents had at that point, which is practically very little information. But what my parents did successfully is accepting my brother for who he was, accepting him with his abilities and with things that he found difficult. And this acceptance further percolated into me and later trickled down into my spouse, my child, and my extended family. And I always say this while I am someone who has learned to advocate over the years with this percolation of acceptance and understanding that there are differences that exist. My daughter was born as an advocate. So when she was 5 and she was asked why does her mama look different, she was able to answer very well that her mama is a person with Down syndrome and has those extra chromosomes. So essentially what I'm coming back to is the importance of acceptance. Um, Acceptance by the family will also lead to acceptance of self by the individual because the individual will feel validated and will be able to maintain that dignity. And once you have that acceptance in the family, you can go out and be confident for who you are. Um, Coming back to my journey, later on, uh, when I had my daughter and during the first 2 years of her life, I realized that as years grew by, she was growing more and more independent, and my duties as a caregiver really came down. And which is when I realized that The whatever care I'm providing for her for the first 2 years of her life was the kind of care my parents have provided to my brother across multiple years, across he was probably 35 when my daughter was born, so more than 35 years, and so have many other parents and many other family members. This is where I felt a dire need to set up a support system for families so that they can provide the best care to their loved ones to help them grow and thrive. So, Nai Disha, as the name suggests, the logo has three words in it: inform, connect, and empower, which is exactly what Nai Disha does for the families, building a strong ecosystem of support for them and for their loved ones who are neurodivergent. So, with Inform, we provide families with all kinds of information that they would need across various life stages. This could be about early signs, diagnosis, therapies, what are the therapies available, information on how do you plan for the future, about government schemes. This information is available in the form of booklets, posters, videos, audios in English, Hindi, and Telugu, which is freely downloadable. We have also curated a directory of services that families look for, a nationwide directory. I think we have services across 230 cities and towns, if I'm not wrong, and about 3,000 providers who are enlisted. This would include developmental pediatricians, speech therapists, occupational therapists, inclusive schools, special schools, skilling and uh, employment organizations, a swimming coach who's empathetic, a dentist who's empathetic. The idea is that families are also able to review the providers so that others who are on a similar journey can also benefit from this information. We have multiple support groups that are available, and of course, support group is something that is commonplace at this point, and there is no better support than a peer support group for anyone for going through any kind of difficulty. Uh, Naidisha also runs a free helpline. Um, the helpline support is available in multiple languages, and we have a team of special educators, counselors, social workers, and parents themselves who can guide individuals as well as families who seek any kind of support. Again, this is a free service that's available. The reason to share these services is so that if any one of you watching the summit can share these services for anyone who is looking for support as well as contribute. So if you think there is a particular poster and we need to make it available in Malayalam or Bengali, we strongly believe in open source. So please approach us. We would be happy to collaborate and make information available. If you think there's a particular service which should be enlisted at Naidisha, please let us know. We would love to add more services to the directory so that more families can benefit from this. Um, Again, these services would form a backbone for families to provide them with all kind of support that they need. Um, Coming back to my own journey of what it has meant uh, building Naidisha, and truly it has helped me grow as an individual. Being a sibling has made me more stronger and resilient. Uh, I often joke that had it not been for my brother, I would have been in the corporate world somewhere having a midlife crisis. So thanks to him. Um, again, I continue to enjoy unconditional love of my brother and his sunshine smile, which keeps me and my families motivated. Thank you again for the opportunity, and all of us here who are at the summit are trying to work together towards an inclusive tomorrow. So, um, best wishes to each and everyone who is attending as well as speaking today. Thank you.